Hi everybody, welcome back to the Steak and Brush. I'm Christine and this is Skincare Week. First, before we get into everything, I just want to thank you for being here, and I would ask that you like this video. If you're watching it, please just give me a thumbs up. It really helps. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click the little bell so you get all of the updates, and share this with any of your makeup and skincare loving friends. And as always, you can find me at Instagram at steak_and_brush. Okay, the most essential part of any makeup routine is skincare. The better your skin looks, the better your makeup looks. Doesn't matter if you're wearing dollar store makeup or Charlotte Tilbury makeup. The better your skin and the more you take care of your skin, the better it's going to be. So what I'd like to do today is just run through some skincare basics about the actual products that I like to use on my face. Not necessarily the brands, but just the actual types of things. The first thing I'll talk about is cleanser. I do, in the morning, I just do a regular cleansing with a product. It really doesn't matter that much with your cleanser unless your dermatologist has suggested that you use something particular. Cleansers are only on your face for a few moments. All of the claims of, oh, this is anti-wrinkle and this is that, you know, this will make your skin look brighter. For the most part, these products are not on your skin long enough to make a real difference. You're just putting them on and you're washing them off. The only thing, you just want it to attract the dirt and help you get it off of your skin. So, like I said, unless there is a particular ingredient that you know that you need to have for something, or if you have particular oily skin and your doctor wants you to use something for it, or a specific acne breakout, always follow what your doctor says, because I'm not an expert. This is stuff that I have learned from my own research, but a doctor trumps it all. So as far as that cleanser goes, do that. Just stick with something simple. Don't spend a lot of money. At night I do a double cleanse, which means I do something to take my makeup off first, and then I also actually clean my skin. I like to use an oil cleanser as the first part. So when I take my makeup off, you can get, there are actual oils, there are balms. It's really personal preference. I prefer oils. Just rub it in your on your face. It actually breaks down your makeup, and then you can wipe it right off. Now that your makeup's off, then you go in with your cleanser, and that's what's going to actually get the dirt out of your pores and just really cleanse your face. Now, if you're going to do a double cleanse, make sure one is oil-based and one is water-based. The oil-based should be first so that you can get the makeup off. Water-based should be the second part, and that's what's going to get the dirt out. Second, in my skincare routine, is toning. Toning restores the pH balance to your skin. It can also help clean the pores out more, and like if you just missed anything, sometimes you'll find even after a double cleanse there are just a little bit that you might pick up with toning. But skincare, your cleansers can sometimes be a little harsh. As gentle as you want it to be, it's going to, the makeup of the cleanser, it can change the pH of your skin. Toners come in all different varieties. You can get just basic toners. You can get toners with different acids in them. There are retinol toners and glycolic acid toners, all types of things. You really have to detail it to what you're looking for. You'll see later, I use just a gentle regular toning with no included acids or anything like that, because I use those other ingredients later on in my skincare routine. So the second step there for me is that toning. After we've toned, that's when my serums come in. For the order of what you put the rest of your skincare on for either the day or the night, the things you want to look for is you want to put the thinner products on first, because if you put a lotiony thick product on first and then try to put a thin watery serum on top of it, that serum is not going to be able to penetrate those thicker lotions and such to actually get down to your skin. So put the lighter things on first and then build up to the less water soluble and thicker items. So different things and serums that you can put on your face. First thing to know, and these are that's not necessarily any particular order, just kind of more what I go in. I personally go with exfoliators next, because I want exfoliators get dead skin off of your face, and I feel if I get the dead skin off, then all of my other things are getting into my skin without having to penetrate through that layer first. So you can do a manual exfoliation or you can do a chemical exfoliation. Manual is harder on your skin. Those are things like scrubs that will have little beads in it or something, or certain cloths and tools. While they work not necessarily faster, but they're physical, and like right then and there you can see stuff coming off. They're not as gentle on your skin, and the older we get, the more gentle we want to be. Those little beads can cause micro tears in your skin. They're not great for the environment, but just all kinds of things. I mean, when you're younger, it's easy to get away with those things. The older you are, the more gentle you want to be. So I go for chemical exfoliants. There are many different things. You've got glycolic acids and lactic acids. They break down those dead layers of skin for you in a chemical way, so that you're not rubbing and scraping. There are also, as far as acids go, you hear acids and you think, oh my god, that's so rough. But there are alpha hydroxy acids, and those are water soluble. And those are your things like your glycolic acid and your lactic acid. You do not need to put both a lactic acid and a glycolic acid. I would pick one. Just try it out, see which one you like best. Some people prefer one, some people prefer the other. Those are your AHA, water soluble acids. Then there are BHAs, which are oil soluble. Those things are better if you have oily skin. So things like salicylic acid, you'll get a lot of those. If you look at any kind of, like your teenager's acne care, that's going to have salicylic acid in it. If you go to a dermatologist for any acne, it's going to have your salicylic acid in it. So if you're oilier skin, you probably want to lean more towards your BHAs. If you are drier skin, you probably want to lean more towards your AHAs, which is why I do AHAs. On a daily basis, you do not want to be mixing AHAs and BHAs. Those are much more potent, and those should only be used on like a weekly to bi-weekly basis at most. I'll show you this because it doesn't actually fit into my daily skincare routine. I use this about once every 2 weeks. I call this my vampire mask. It is by The Ordinary. It is their AHA, what is the percentage? 30% and BHA 2% peeling solution. Now it says peeling solution. Your skin's not going to peel off like you have a sunburn. It is just a subtle chemical peel, so you won't notice it like that. You put this on for once every 2 weeks. I put it on. It looks like you got beet juice all over your face. You leave it on for no longer than 10 minutes. Any of these products, don't think, well, I need it more, and if I do it longer than it says, it's going to go quicker. No, it's going to damage your skin. Whatever product you use, whatever brand you use, follow the instructions. Never do more than it says. Okay, but those are your acid exfoliators. Amino acids. You hear a lot about amino acids in food, but amino acids for the skin, they tell our skin to produce collagen. Now, collagen is what keeps your skin nice and kind of firm, and when you start losing collagen production, it's when your skin sags. When you're younger, when your skin is breaking down, it will signal, it'll produce that collagen. Breaking down produces amino acids. Amino acids in your system tell your body, they say, hey, it's time to produce more collagen. As we get older and through things like menopause, our body starts losing those signals so much, and it's not producing as much amino acids, so it's not producing more collagen, and that's why our face starts to sag and our skin isn't nice and bouncy, like, and just bounces back like it used to. So we want to introduce amino acids to our system. Now, you'll see a lot of things that'll say, oh, put this has collagen, put this on your face and that'll help. If you see something like that, it's most likely bullshit. Collagen molecules are actually too big to seep into your skin like that. The only way you're going to get collagen in your system is if you take it internally, like through a medicine, and then the science is we're not exactly sure how much of the collagen you're taking is actually going towards your skin. Or you can have some kind of injection. Just putting it on your face is not going to help. You need to have the amino acids that tell your body to produce it on its own. So that's why we want amino acids. So you're going to look for things like, I use, completely honest, I use very cheap brands of skincare. I use The Ordinary and Good Molecules, Inky List, those types of things where you can get these serums for $5 to $15 usually at most. There are great brands out there that you're spending lots of money on, like Drunk Elephant and Peter Thomas Roth, and there's just too many to name. Those are great luxury items. If you have the money to throw away on those, go for it. I would love to. The big difference is not necessarily in how they work. What you're going to find is it's the pampering that it gives you. When you put a Drunk Elephant on your face, it's going to feel smooth and refreshing, and they're very soft. When you put the other serums, the serums that I usually do, it's going to feel a little tacky. But when you put the rest of your makeup on, it doesn't really matter. At least it doesn't matter to me. I would rather deal with tackiness and be able to afford something than go broke buying Drunk Elephant. Okay, but back to what I was saying. For like those amino acids, the things you want to look for in the brands that I buy, Inky List has a heptapeptide serum. Good Molecules, let me see what it's called. It's called Super Peptide Serum. The Ordinary has the Buffet. those are the types of things that they have multiple proteins and amino acids in it that are going to help your skin produce those collagens, or tell your skin, your body, to produce the collagen for your skin. Hydration. One thing that I use, I mean, everybody, you hear about moisturizers. Moisturizers are great, but something that I like to use is a hyaluronic acid. Again, the word acid, you know, kind of scary, but no. Hyaluronic acid is a very, it's a very great product. It's not caustic at all. It actually attracts moisture molecules. I use it in a serum. You put it on, and it is going to bring those, you know, it's going to bring moisture from the air or other products you put on top of it that bring that to your skin. Now, the one thing you have to realize with that is if you live in a dry area and there's not a lot of moisture in the air, it's going to attract moisture from somewhere. So if it doesn't have it to grab it from somewhere, it'll bring it from your own body, which actually can be counterintuitive. So you want to make sure that even though I don't necessarily live in a dry area, you always want to make sure you're moisturizing after you put on hyaluronic acid so that it has something. If it can't pull it from the air, it can pull it from your moisturizer. Antioxidants. These are the big deal with anti-aging. Antioxidants are really the only thing that has been clinically proven in medical tests over a lot of years that can help anti-aging. It's not going to be a miracle. You put it on and all of a sudden everything looks terrific. These things take months for you to see results. But that's okay. We've got lots of time. You know, start as soon as you can. It doesn't matter if you're starting when you're 25 or when you're 85. You know, if you can, you'll still see results. It's going to take a little while. And you're never going to look, if you're starting, you know, I'm 43 years old, I'm never going to have skin again like I did when I was 25. It's just not going to happen. But if I can keep it, you know, my skin from looking older and older and older and older, if I can slow it down a little bit, I'm okay with that. So, antioxidants are naturally occurring vitamins that protect your skin. Some brighten, some calm irritation, some smooth lines. Vitamin C is one that helps with discolorization on your skin. And of course, that is one of the big things that I have problems with. I mean, I know it's not horrible. I know there are people that have a lot more hyperpigmentation than I do, and sunspots and things like that, but those are what bother me the most. So I make sure I put on a vitamin C. You can get serums, you can get lotions. Mine comes in kind of like a lotiony type formula. But putting that on will help with the discolorization. Vitamin A. That is commonly known as retin A, and retin A is the best known and best studied anti-ager, but again, it does take 3 to 6 months for you really to see anything, but it can help with fine lines, wrinkles, bumps, brightening skin. It can help fade scars, dark marks, and can help reduce acne. So that's why sometimes you'll see teenagers taking retin A. It's not for the anti-aging stuff, it's for the acne. Retin A, it's out there in all kinds of forms. Mostly you'll see things that are retinol or retinil, the NOL or NYL at the end of it. These are formulations that are much weaker than straight retin A. They can definitely help, but you're not going to see the big the big changes in your skin from them. So, you know, it's great to start out with those things. I have an ordinary one that I've started out with. It helps to get your skin kind of acclimatized to it, because it can, you know, it can be irritating when you first start it. You'll see them in, you know, some makeups have them, lots of skincare things have them, but don't ever mistake that if you have a serum or a moisturizer or anything like that that has tons, you know, that says it has retinol or retinol in it, that you are getting the same kind of formulation as a Retin A. Retin A in the United States should only be available through a doctor or dermatologist. And actually most doctors now are going to prescribe tretinoin. It's actually a formulation of Retin A that is supposed to be better for specifically anti-aging. When you start any of these Retin A products, retinol, retinols, tretinoin, any of them, you want to build yourself up slowly, even the little ones if you can. Like I said, I started with the ordinary, and I am actually now just waiting on it. I'm starting with Curology now. It's prescribed that, you know, it will have the actual tretinoin in it. But even with your lower doses, try them, you know, do it once. Don't put it on any sensitive areas of your skin. Keep it away from under your eyes. But you want to start once a week for a couple weeks, then build it up to 2 times a week, and, you know, keep building up until you can use it, depending on what it is and what the, you know, doctor says, till you can use it to the regular strength. EGF is a newer product that is becoming more popular. It's an epidermal growth factor. It's supposed to quicken skin growth and repair, especially in wrinkly, crepey places. There's still a lot out about, not about its safety, but whether or not it really is helping. Depending on, you know, who you look to, they'll tell you something different. I'm personally trying it, but most of it is very, very expensive. I did find Revolution Makeup now does their own serum, and it is, I think, $14 or $15. So for that price, as opposed to the $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 versions, I'll give it a shot to see if it does actually work. Moisturizers. Moisturizers where you can spend a lot of money, but I've kind of taken the advice. I don't know if you ever have watched Nadine Baggett. She is just terrific on skincare. I know if there's something about skincare, she knows it. And I've kind of taken her advice on that, where instead of spending all my money on moisturizers, to pack your punches with your serums. So when you watch my actual skincare routines, you'll see that I do, you know, 4, 5, 6 different serums, and all of my serums are very inexpensive, so I'm not paying, you know, huge prices for them, and they last a long time. So pack your punches with the serums and just use a light moisturizer that is really, you know, it doesn't have to have all your anti-aging ingredients in it, because you've already got them in there. Use your moisturizer to lock everything in. It's going to keep keep moisture in your skin, the things with like hyaluronic acid. It's just to top everything off at the end of the night. The ones I prefer the CeraVe. It's, I want to say $12, $15 depending on where you get it. It doesn't make a whole lot of claims. It's got ceramides in it, you know, and I don't have any of those in my serums, so, you know, it's a nice addition, but it's nothing fancy. I just want to use something basic that locks in the moisturizer. I don't need, you know, to spend $80. Final thing during the day, the last part of your skincare, and of course you won't do this at night, is your sunscreen. Sunscreen is the best anti-aging skincare product you can ever buy. Point, end of story, period, everything. If you can prevent it from happening, that's worth more than any serum, any injection, any surgery, anything like that. Aging's always going to happen. You can't stop that. But the sun quickens up that damage so much more rapidly. Your sunspots, I'm not at the age where I should have true age spots. All of my stuff it's from sun damage. Sun damage can cause wrinkling. It can cause, cancer. It causes sunspots. Anything bad that happens with your skin can be caused by sun damage. You should never ever go out without sunscreen on your face. I wish I had listened to that. I wish granted, I grew up at the tail end of the sitting out and baking to get a suntan on purpose. I grew up at the tail end of that, but even in my late teens, early 20s, it was becoming more known that you really should take better care of your skin, and I didn't do that until very recently. There are all kinds of sunscreens that you can go for. The biggest thing you want to look for in sunscreen is actually in your application. Whatever it recommends on there, you have to make sure you're using that much. And you would never think that you need as much as you do. To cover your face, or your face and your neck and your chest, you need between 1/4 teaspoon and 1/2 teaspoon, depending on how big your face is and how big, or what the actual instructions are for the formulation. So make sure you're reading the back of that, and make sure you're getting enough sunscreen. You should, if you don't put that much in, it's not going to help you. And if you think, oh well, my foundation says it has sunscreen in it, SPF 30 or SPF 50. Well, guess what? It might help a little bit if, you maybe missed a little bit of sunscreen or didn't quite get as much as you needed to in it. But think of how much 1/2 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon is. I mean, go out to your kitchen and get one of those and look and think, do you ever put that much foundation on your face? And if you do, let's talk about that in a whole nother story, because you never need that much foundation. But you have to have that much sunscreen, or you're not getting that SPF 30 or that SPF 50. And if you're not getting what's on there, then you're letting sun in that is damaging your skin. So sunscreen is the most important part of your skincare. If you're running late and you need to skip your serums or your moisturizer or whatever you need to do, that's fine. Don't leave the house without your sunscreen. If you think I'm just getting in the car and driving to my office, does your car have windows? Does your office have windows? Does, when you're shopping, do those places have windows? If the answer is yes to that, you're still getting sun. So make sure you're putting on your sunscreen. That's the most important thing. I don't care about, you can find out what price range you want to go for sunscreen, what formulation you want to go. There's all kinds of different ones. Some work better under makeup, some work better without makeup. Some are really expensive, some are really cheap. There's billions on the market. Just put one on. Okay, off my little soapbox about that now. All right, so I know this was a lot of information packed into a video. I just wanted to kind of get these basics out. The next video I'm going to show you is going to be my AM skincare routine, so you can actually see the products I'm using that I've talked about in here. and you can see how I put them to use. And then my final one of the week is going to be my PM skincare routine, which is the longest. My daytime's very abbreviated, so I just have just the products I need that will sit well underneath my makeup. The nighttime, you'll see, is where I put all my heavy hitters that are going to do the most help to my skin. So I hope this has been informative. I know, again, I am not the end-all be-all expert, but I wanted to impart to you the knowledge that I've gained with research and watching and learning and doing. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what products you like, what you're using. I'm always looking for new things. But I think that's it for today. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.